Greetings, this is Vane and welcome to a new Let's Play series of Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. Okay, select our faction. In the last one we were in Necrons. We've done Space Marines, the choice of the Orks, or the Astra Militarum, or stroke Imperial Guard. Let's see, they're hard. This is medium, so we've got initial challenge, medium. The aggression. Might makes right. Units increase influence by doing damage, but have an influence upkeep. Okay. Wow. Units gain a bonus to attacks when influence is high. Animosity. Units suffer a penalty to attacks when influence is low. Scavengers. Units salvage ore by killing units. Green Tide. Units have increased hit point regeneration and cities have increased growth. Orkoid fungus. Either grown by cities or created from orc units dying, fungus fields increase food output and heal orcs. Mob Hall. Infantry have reduced morale loss when based on the amount of allied units in the area. Here we go. Infantry units can run to traverse longer distances. We're just going to stomp the universe flat and kill anything that fights back. We're just going to do this because we're orcs. And we were made to fight and win. Rascal Mag Arak Fracker, Orc Warlord. Whence the orcs? Heavily muscled, aggressive, 8-foot-tall fungal things with a love of warfare. The orcs have were a spacefaring peril long before the human Imperium entered the galactic scene. Spread evenly across the galaxy, for the most part they were an irritant to any other inhabitants like lazy belligerent neighbours, but occasionally, as a swarm of locusts, the scattered tribes and clans formed into a war, something between a crusade and a riot, and devastating entire sectors until they run out of things to fight and fall instead into internecine warfare. That's not to say the orcs are completely primitive. Despite their thuggish demeanour, they possess a low intelligence augmented by genetically coded technical excellence. Their technicians, called mechs, build raggedy, ugly vehicles, buildings, guns and spaceships, which should fall apart at first use, but actually perform their job surprisingly effectively. Imperial scholars believe this is due to the pervasive psychic power of the orcs, which simply fills in the technical gaps that should prevent all their devices from working. In battle, orc attacks are undisciplined rampages, full of boisterous chanting and joy of warfare. Their crude weapons and blunt tactics, mingled with their resilience and sheer numbers, makes them a dangerous foe. Even when defeated, their bodies spread spores which in time will grow into more orcs, plus their servant races, grots, scrigs and snots, which keep them alive. Even when every last orc is dead, the orcs are far from defeated. Okay. So, let's see. What we done that? Done that. So we're going to do it on standard. We've got the quests up and running. I've reset the tips so we could learn how to play the orcs more effectively. So let's start.
Stupid humans, building all these big things just for us to smash them. They didn't see us coming. But then, neither did we. Maybe your steering weren't so good. And at least we got a good fight out of them. Even when the Tin Boys turned up, the boys was happy. Extra fighting! But whatever that thing in the sky is, it don't scare an orc. We's not trapped here. They's trapped with us! Whoa!
Okay, welcome to Gladius. So move the camera, position your mouse on the terrain, click and hold the left mouse button and move your mouse once you are comfortable with your surroundings. Click OK. Yep. Take time to explore the interface. Every element has a hint to provide extra information. Whenever you're unsure what to do next, refer to the red task button on the right side of the screen. It will help you focus on the next task before you end your turn. Rocks, wired, so that's its holy site. Okay. What we got? Order units, okay. This unit allows you to build a city that will be the base of your faction on Gladius. To found your first city, click on the Found City panel in the select button in the bottom left, then select an empty tile. Note that this action will consume the unit. Okay. So there or there. I'm going to say there. That allows us next to the Grox pasture. Cities gather resources to fuel your war machinery. The city screen displays all the resources related to the city. However, hover your mouse over each resource to find out more. So there's population, growth, food. Used to sustain a population in cities and produce and maintain biological units. Okay. Or used to construct buildings that produce and maintain mechanical units. Energy, maintain buildings and produce and maintain special units. Research, discover new technologies. Influence, used to acquire and maintain city tiles, maintain Navarre, as well as recruit powerful hill units and purchase their items. Loyalty indicates the population dedicated to your core. Each project point below increases the city total output by 1, while each negative decreases it by 2%, down to minus 50%. Each city off the first increases loyalty in all cities by 6. Okay. Here, buildings are listed with their available actions. Note that all buildings of the same type are grouped together, can only perform one action at a time. Although multiple actions can be queued up, the required resources will be immediately subtracted from your global pool. Okay. There are 3 building slots in a city, an opportune time to make plans to expand your army. Begin by constructing an infantry unit, your production building. Click on the blinking button and select up the tile unit. Several turns to complete. Okay. So what do we have? We have the boss tower. Okay, so headquarter buildings that generate resources. Production limit, food or energy research, influence loyalty. Headquarters. Destroying headquarters into the green tide increases the growth rate. Once a warboss has amassed an army of a certain size, you can no longer command it with simple cudgeling and swearing his boys have grown to love. The boss tower doubles up as a place for the boss to live and a bully pulpit from which he can bellow at his hordes. Okay. Scrap sheds. Building and construction new buildings generate ore and influence as well as increases population limit. All buildings are inelegant constructions of waste materials and any scrap are next to empty. The Grots aren't known to be good architects, but the Orks don't care so long as they get a good fight. We have what? Acquire tile, construct Ork fungus, it's a new one. Squig herds, building is harvest food, outlaw. Construct squig herds. Orkoid fungus, which increases food output and heals orcs. Orcs have a weirdly symbiotic relationship with the fungus that spreads across their planets. It's genetically identical to them, squigs and grots, and all these species tend to emerge from it rather than being born. Orc units depleted by battle would be wise to retreat to this field to acquire, literally, fresh recruits. Squig herds. Squigs are essential to the survival of the Orc species. A huge variety of these small creatures accompany every Orc and fill an array of social and technological niches, from acting as wigs to providing oil to being eaten as food. Construct diggers and smelters. When Orcs can't get scrap, they'll instead order their grot serfs to dig up ore-rich rocks. While the snake bites are happy to use manual labour and whips, most clans' mechs come up with the preposterous and crude inventions for extracting the ore, which have varying degrees of lethality for the unlucky grot operators. And construct power gubbins. It doesn't pay an Orc to look too closely at the generators which power their world. That's because much of the technology that Orc mechs produce is missing key parts and shouldn't actually work, but the massed psychic belief of Orcs somehow overrides this. Okay. Construct think tank. One of the more persistent myths of the Orc is about their long-vanished creators, the Brain Boys, who they believe encoded highly advanced technology into the Orcs' genes aeons ago. Mechs, docks and run herds are Orcs to display this knowledge, and the think tank is a good place to lock them until they remember another good idea. Weird Boys poll. Building that generates influence. Okay. The Orc psychers known as Weird Boys wear apparel at the quietest of times, giving their endless acclamation of wild energy, and in the middle of the horde, their brain bursts and chain reaction is normal. This giant metal pole is the Orc's ingenious answer. Anything in a psychic power blast as long as they are tied to it. Okay. Construct a pile of Dakar. Building that produces infantry and walkers as well as generates food and influence and increases loyalty. What's better than a gun? Asks an Orc. A bigger gun, answers another. Shortly before the fighting starts, they agree that even better than the biggest gun is a pile of big guns. It's exactly what we have here. Mech-made guns of all sizes, loosely stacked, ready for a boy or killer clan to grab when the fighting starts. Okay. So we're going to pop you there. Move the selected unit by pressing the right mouse button over the destination tile. Holding the button down will display the path the unit will take. Each unit can be moved only once per turn. Gladius is full of unknown treasure and vicious alien creatures. As you explore, you will receive discovery notifications that will be able to reveal more information. Some terrain can be explored for rewards, while other features might hurt your units. Tread carefully. The planet's life can be ruthless, but if you leave it alone, it may spare you. Jars with special resource features can be captured by moving a unit on them. This will construct an output, providing you with a small import boost to your resource output and giving the unit stationed there increased damage reduction and healing rate. Defend your outposts, and they'll be overtaken by other factions of the Gladius wildlife. Okay. What have we got here? Furious charge. We're boys. Mob rule. So, large unit in area, so you want to keep them together. Rapid decomposition. Cause an Orcoid unit to fight fungus when they die. We get Slugger. Range 1. Green Tired. Yeah, we've got Slugger. This ugly and brutish handgun is perfectly designed for its ugly and brutish owner to kill his foes, either by shooting them through the face at point blank range, or by beating them to death with it. Chopper. Orcs use a variety of bladed weapons and chain blades. The largest handheld choppers can bisect most foes in a single swing, while those mounted on stompers can slice a titan in two. Furious charge. Some warriors use the impetus of the charge to fuel their own fury. Mob rule. Reduces the morale loss based on the amount of allied units in the area. -3 morale loss per ally in the area. Minimum -30%, so up to 10 in an area would be great. Orks are simplistic builder creatures that love to fight and draw confidence from possessing strength in numbers. Rapid decomposition causes units to create awkward fungus when they die. Exhibit 27, a single spore of Xenos species 0451 Ork. Acolytes, you should note the fungal texture and macro inoculation structures. Realise that these spores generate new Orks in any sufficiently fertile setting. When an Ork reaches maturity, typically 4 minutes after emergence, it emits these constantly, but they are released en masse at the moment of death. Please don't drop it. Lecture transcripts, Gugelman, Ork lover Della, rogue trader and amateur zoologist. Green Tide increases the healing rate, 50% healing. Orks are pretty damn hard to kill. Orks seemingly killed in battle often return in the next, either fixed up by a mad dog or simply miraculously healed, and tougher and stronger for the experience. Might makes right. Guns influence when attacking. +3 influence per combat from upkeep factor. The Orks only really feel alive when they're in a war, and a war can only thrive through the constant battle. As long as the Orks are fighting, the war should grow. Okay. Scavenger. Grants all when killing an enemy. Orks aren't known for their love of labour, preferring to sit around between battles and picking bits of squig out of their mouths and fighting each other. So rather than mine minerals from the ground, they tend to salvage them from, well, anywhere. Or rather, their grot underlings do. Okay. Here we go. If we're going to get stuck in the fray, Orks will barrel across the battlefield as quickly as it can when their foe is in sight. See what way to do. Let's go this way. Open the C screen. You can click on a thick name at the headquarters. You can also select the defense by clicking on the headquarters up the icon above it. Also, it's a limited firepower. When we defend themselves with attack, make sure you press it across. If you lose all your citizens, you are defeated. There are ruins of all in sight. These ruins provide rewards for the first player exploring them. Some even provide ancient items that can later be equipped by heroes to make them stronger or to excel at specific encounters. Okay. We're going this way. Don't care, we're going this way. Choose our research. Okay. The research screen presents your faction's unique technology tree. Begin by selecting a technology tree from tier 1. You must select 2 technologies from a tier to unlock some sweet tier. Speed up research by constructing additional research buildings in your cities. Know that all progress is lost when you change the company researching technology. What have we got? Commando camp. Building that produces heroes as well as generate influence and increases loyalty. Yeah. Commando camp, cult speed. Building that generates weird vehicles. Increase. And generates iron influence, increases loyalty. Okay, we've got more Dakar. Increases output of pile of Dakars. Fungal voice. Increase the healing rate from Orkoid Fungus. Stick bomb. Grants infantry the ability to anti-infantry grenades. Okay, but first we want commando camp. Zogging Gork that hurt. You dig yourself out the wreckage of your boss tower and see a few boys around you doing the same, but very few, injured and demoralised. And an old Doc, Bones, stomps his way through the role towards you. Most of the boys is dead, boss. That is Zogging Stormgod. We've plenty of spare bits though. He has a detached orc arm in his hand thoughtfully. Anyhow, as the only Doc still standing, I reckon your boys could do with some R&R. I prescribe physical exercise. Should fix them right up nicely. He grins, his mouth will still teeth at you. Right, you better boys. Who wants a fight? Raider cheers. Greet you from across the cap. Getting your war going means getting into fights, and lots of them. Thankfully, that's what orcs do best. Accumulate influence 100, reward food 50. Wow 4, okay. So we've got a wow going. Wow level. Level wow increases or decreases orc unit action. Building loyalty by 2%, up to plus minus 2 unit. Wow level is based on the accumulated influence and the unit influence upkeep, and it refreshes at the start of the turn. The War is Judivere Crusade, immense psychic power, a tangible belief aura, and perhaps the orc gods themselves all roll into one teeth-rattling, gut-wrenching roar of delight across the aggression, pushing fields for orcs across the galaxy into battle. It's the core of being an orc. Okay. Every unit has a variety of statistics, attributes, traits, abilities and weapons, so each with their own ranges and effects. Some might have only melee weapons, but quickly move through rough terrain, while others have field auras or unleash powerful artillery blasts. Move your mouse over the buttons and icons buttons of the selection panel. Find out more about selected unit. No thank you. Already done that. Terrain affects units in a variety of ways. Forests and Imperial ruins have an increased movement cost for ground units, making it harder to see and fire across. Height difference may also prevent units from having a clear line of fire. Tiles marked with red indicate enemies that can be attacked from your current position. Neutral units may not attack you as you move around, but attacking them will sure make them angry. The Blood Axe clan of orcs are somewhat shunned by the Brethren for not being real orcs. This is because they've adapted to proximity to humans over long and have adopted some very un-orky behaviour, like tactics and running away. Blood Axe commandos have gone one step further, using camouflage to surprise their enemies. Can now produce units. Queue up as many as you like, but watch your resources. Since it is a separate building time, other builders can keep producing at the same rate. If you construct additional infantry buildings, the infantry will complete training twice as fast. Before you can construct additional buildings, you have to claim more tiles. Go ahead and click acquire a tile to select the tile with one or more building slots. Go into your city borders. Acquiring a tile will make a few turns and cost some influence. Okay. Let's acquire you. I'll pop you in there. You want to choose some research. You want the cult speed. Compendium stores a collection of useful game information. You can read up factions, buildings, units, reread tips and more. Only by clicking on the question mark at the top corner of the screen. Okay. What's required a special resource tile with no building slots. While other tiles need to be exploited by constructing building on them, special resource to grant citywide outputs to your resource output. Okay. What do we want? Food. We'll go with you. Building up use of grid vehicles and aircraft which generates awe and influence and increases loyalty. Though they still love war and big explosions, the Orks and known speed freaks love velocity even more. They will extensively and aggressively customise their bikes and aircraft, removing all the safety features to the point where they're getting on where you're sitting on a giant engine painted crimson and red because red ones go faster. keep your war machine in operation, you will have to construct specialised resource buildings. Build a resource building is like building an infantry building. A tile on which the output is based may modify the building's resource output. Look for matching resource outputs. It's important not to run out of resources, otherwise your buildings will begin to work at a lower rate. Lower efficiency. Okay. You're now able to produce units, maintain your economy, and understand the basic concepts of the game. More tips and suggestions will show you throughout the interactions. You are left to explore the world of Gladius Prime and discover its mysteries alone. Survival is no birthright, but a prize wrested from the uncaring galaxy by forgotten heroes. Yeah. Okay, boys, basic infantry that excels at close combat. The Orks are the boys at heart and soul, heart and soul of any warband. They charge into battle in a great mass, crushing the enemy for like a landslide, bellowing with the joy of battle. Mobs of Ork boys excel at close quarters, where they can hack blood and stamp their foes into bloody ruin. The average Ork boy is mean-tempered and exceptionally tough, more than compensating for his lack of talent for violence. Okay, what have we got? More Dakar. Some more Dakar going. Now the oils are back in action, we need to feed them and recruit more. Better fungus solves both problems. Objective: construct orcoid fungus. Rewards: oils. Okay. The best shooter I have ever made, that is. Loads of barrels, so that's his dead shooting. Except that one, that's cause it's Scorcher, and that's Bernie instead. Yeah, good and proper. And the bullets is explosive. They go boom in our things and watch was shooting. And that button here, that is the best bit. What it does, you see, is Ozog. It's nothing, boss. You don't need to see what that button does. Honest, don't push it. Last words of Nasdaq and Boomstick. Mech. Units with action points remaining have range weapons automatically perform overwatch attacks when an enemy enters their attack range, unless the enemy unit has infiltrate. So we want to Build that Orchithungus. Fungal forests. Boys. The boys are happy and your Warrior's back on track. Now find a real fight. Once the orcal fungal spores are well established across the planet, they can resemble forests, albeit comprised of immense mushrooms spewing out fell orcs, drops and squigs. Okay. You got a green tide growing. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we've got a green tide going. Yeah, okay. So I am going to leave it here. It says been Vane doing a let's play. Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. If you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.